Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Golden State Warriors vs. Oklahoma City Thunder. The Golden State Warriors were dominated by the Cleveland Cavaliers on Friday, trailing by more than 40 points at halftime. Despite a stronger second-half performance, the Warriors couldn't overcome the deficit. However, their improved play in the latter half should give them confidence heading into Sunday's game. While their loss to Cleveland was a tough one, the Warriors have been strong overall this season with a 7-2 record. The Oklahoma City Thunder, equally impressive, are also among the league's top teams. Both squads have been outstanding defensively, ranking first and second in the NBA, respectively, which sets the stage for a low-scoring, tightly contested matchup. Prediction: Golden State Warriors plus 7.5 points. Both teams favor a fast-paced game. Oklahoma City ranks 5th in pace, while the Warriors are 11th, but their elite defenses are expected to dominate. This will keep the game close throughout and likely result in a defensive battle. Prediction: under 227.5 points. Given the strong defensive performances from both teams, the game is expected to be low-scoring, making the under a solid bet for this matchup. 3 of 3. Miami Heat vs. Minnesota Timberwolves. The Miami Heat have had difficulty closing out games this season, and their struggles are compounded by the absence of their star player, Jimmy Butler. Without Butler, the Heat lack a matchup for Minnesota's Anthony Edwards, who has been playing at an MVP level. The Timberwolves have been dominant at home, with a 4-1 record this season, and they will look to continue that success in front of their home crowd. Given Miami's ongoing challenges, it's hard to see them keeping pace with Minnesota. Prediction: Minnesota Timberwolves minus 7.5 points. Despite Miami's offensive surge, including 122 points in their loss to Denver without Butler, they lack the defensive capability to slow down Edwards and the Timberwolves' hot shooting. Bam Adebayo will likely perform well against Rudy Gobert, but the Heat will struggle to keep up with Minnesota's offensive firepower. Prediction: over 217.5 points. While neither team plays at an especially fast pace, the offensive firepower on display, especially from Edwards and the Timberwolves at home, should result in a high-scoring game. Sacramento Kings vs. Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns face a significant challenge with the loss of Kevin Durant, who had been playing at an MVP-caliber level through the first 9 games of the season. With Durant sidelined for at least 2 weeks and Jusuf Nurkic also questionable, Phoenix will struggle to fill the void left by his scoring and defensive presence. This will be especially difficult against Domantas Sabonis, who has been a standout for the Sacramento Kings. Both teams draw plenty of fouls, but Sacramento does so more consistently, ranking 7th in the league with 25.8 free throw attempts per game, compared to Phoenix's 24.4, which places them 10th. Prediction: Sacramento Kings plus 5.5 points. With Durant out, Phoenix will rely heavily on Devin Booker and Bradley Beal to shoulder the scoring load, but their lack of depth, particularly from the bench, could hinder them in this matchup. The Kings' defense has been solid, ranking alongside Boston for 8th in the league with a 45.8% opposing shooting percentage, and they'll be able to keep the game close, if not win outright. Prediction: under 229.5 points. Both teams have proven to be strong defensively, with Phoenix allowing the 3rd lowest opposing field goal percentage, 44.2%, and Sacramento also playing tough defense. With both teams facing adjustments due to key injuries, it's likely that scoring will be limited. Dallas Mavericks vs. Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets have clearly been the superior team, and with Luka Doncic dealing with a groin injury, the gap between these two teams seems even wider. Offensively, Denver has been firing on all cylinders, averaging 127.3 points per game in their last 3 matchups, while the Mavericks have been scoring 119.7 points during the same stretch. Denver's dominance extends to the glass as well, particularly on the offensive boards, where they rank 4th in the league with 13.3 offensive rebounds per game, compared to Dallas' 10.9, which places them 18th. Given these advantages, the Nuggets should cover the spread in this matchup. Prediction: Denver Nuggets minus 5.5 points. Defensively, both teams have been solid against the perimeter, with Dallas allowing a fifth-best 32.9% from beyond the arc and Denver sitting at 15th with a 35.9% opposing three-point percentage. Both teams also protect the ball relatively well, with Dallas ranking third in the league in turnovers per game, 11.2, while Denver sits 18th, 14.2. However, with both teams likely to slow the pace down in light of the defensive matchup, this game is expected to stay under the total. Prediction: under 232.5 points. Memphis Grizzlies versus Portland Trail Blazers. The Memphis Grizzlies have been in outstanding form lately, with 4 wins in their last 5 games and an impressive average margin of victory of 20.3 points. Their recent 128-104 win over the Washington Wizards was a display of both offensive firepower and defensive dominance. Even though they committed 19 turnovers, the Grizzlies shot an efficient 47.4% from the field and 32.6% from three-point range. On the defensive end, they limited the Wizards to just 40.9% shooting and 25.7% from beyond the arc. A standout performance came from Jaren Jackson Jr., who poured in 39 points, and Scottie Pippen Jr., who recorded a triple-double with 11 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. Despite being without 2 of their top 3 scorers, Memphis was able to dominate in all aspects of the game and cover the spread as 7.5-point favorites. In terms of recent trends, Memphis has covered the spread in 4 of their last 5 games, including their last 2. Their balanced team performance, with 8 players averaging in double digits, has been a key factor in their success. The Grizzlies' defense, ranked among the league's best, has been stifling opponents, and their ability to score in various ways has given them a significant advantage. The Portland Trail Blazers, on the other hand, have been struggling. They've dropped 4 of their last 5 games, including a tough 127-102 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. While the Blazers forced 20 turnovers in that game, they shot just 42.9% from the field and an abysmal 24% from three-point range. On the defensive side, they allowed the Timberwolves to shoot 48.5% from the field and 44% from beyond the arc. Portland's struggles have been particularly evident on offense, where their top 2 scorers, Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons, have been inefficient, with both shooting under 40% from the field. The Blazers are currently missing some of their offensive punch, and their lack of consistency has made them easy targets for opponents. They simply haven't been able to generate enough scoring to keep up with teams like the Grizzlies, who have been playing with a lot of confidence and a balanced approach. Prediction: Memphis Grizzlies minus 2 points. Given their recent form and depth, Memphis should be able to cover the spread. They've been playing well on both ends of court, and while they are likely to be missing 2 key players, their overall team strength should help them overcome Portland's struggles. The Grizzlies' defense should keep the Blazers in check, while their offensive depth, led by Jackson Jr. and Pippen Jr., will be more than enough to get the win. Over, under. The total has gone over in the last 2 games for both teams. Even with Memphis potentially missing key players, their deep and versatile roster makes them capable of putting up a high number of points, as seen in their recent 128-point outburst. The Grizzlies have been efficient offensively, and despite their defense being a key strength, they've shown the ability to score in bunches. Portland, while struggling, should still be able to score some points against Memphis defense, but ultimately, it will be the Grizzlies' offensive production that pushes the total over. Prediction: over 224 points. The Grizzlies have been consistently scoring at a high clip in recent games, and while Portland has struggled defensively, they'll still likely be able to contribute to the total. Memphis' offensive firepower and balanced attack should help push this game to an over, especially with their ability to put up big numbers even without their full roster available. Toronto Raptors versus Los Angeles Lakers. Looking at the recent offensive trends, the Toronto Raptors have been scoring at a higher clip, averaging 119.0 points per game in their last 3 outings. The Los Angeles Lakers, on the other hand, have been slightly less efficient offensively, putting up 111.0 points per game in that same stretch. Both teams have also been fairly similar in terms of defending the three-point line. The Raptors rank 14th in the NBA, allowing opponents to shoot 35.8% from beyond the arc, while the Lakers are slightly better, sitting in 12th place with a 35.5% opposing three-point percentage. Despite these similarities, the Raptors have shown more offensive firepower, and their ability to put up points consistently should give them the edge in this matchup. Toronto's scoring depth and recent form make them the more favorable team to cover the spread in this game. Prediction: Toronto Raptors to cover. On the defensive side, both teams have been struggling to contain opponents recently. Over the last 3 games, the Raptors have allowed an average of 123.7 points per game, while the Lakers have been giving up 122.2 points in their previous 5 games. Given the defensive lapses and the recent high-scoring tendencies of both teams, it's likely this game will see a high total. The over has hit in 7 of Toronto's first 9 games, and the Lakers have seen the over in 5 of their first 9 games as well. With both teams giving up a lot of points and scoring efficiently, the over is the better bet in this matchup. Prediction: over the total points.